Hello. Hello and welcome. It is time for the card video game, Phantasy Star Online Episode 3 Card Revolution. It's a video game that has cards in it. I don't know if you know about that or not. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, hello. Welcome. I'm a little tired right now, I think, but I'll manage. Maybe one day we'll know what card stands for. In this video game.
To the stars. Catch my javelin. The beauty made his eyes moist. Panel 2 spit take.
Alright then.
Destroy!
2 out of 3 Monster Party jokes. Or 2 out of 3 lines were a Monster Party joke. What do you mean we've learned what card stands for? Nobody has said that. I'm pretty sure that's not true. No, they didn't. They've explained some things about cards, but not what what the thing stands for. I'm pretty sure that they haven't. Let's see if I can remember what's going on over here in the hero side. If you run into a strong adversary, please lead me to him. I will take my sword and place him back on the correct path. Okay. That guy likes swords. Oh right, I just remembered. There's a little girl here named Viviana, right? I want you to tell her something. Tell her to stop treating me like an idiot just because I'm small. I may be small, but my core is strong and tough as a rock. I built up years of fighting experience, tell her that. Relmitos still needs to go into a garbage can. Lady Viviana may say terrible things, but she really wishes to make up with Lady Memoru. Such a story makes me weak in the knees. Such a beautiful friendship, it's almost enough to make me cry. Okay. As it turns out, I have an older sister too, supposedly anyway. My mother and pops got a divorce, you see, and my sister went with my mother. This all happened back when I was still little. I guess I've lived a pretty sad life, huh? We've seen this dialogue before, but it's been a little while. Is Sylphur alright? I've heard she collapsed in battle earlier. What happened to her? Do you know, Commander? I know that she was severely injured in the past, and she doesn't have all her memories. Do you think the injury flared up? I'm a bit worried. That sort of happened. But anyway, hello, welcome to Phantasy Star Online Episode 3. Do you have any side quests? No. We are back on the hero side, which means equipping swords and whatnot, instead of summoning creature. But what quests do we actually have? Tower check and development 1. Also, hopefully the audio and stuff is alright. I have fans going, so I don't know how audible those are. Okay, so using a fancy new frequently asked questions text file on the internet, aka Game FAQs. I can see what characters are required to see cutscenes in certain places. For tower check, you need to use crayons. So I guess I'll just place him into the gun deck that I had and hope that works out. Let's see if I remember what... I should just double check the weapons. That's an expensive gun. That's a weird gun. That's a pretty good gun, I guess. That's an even more weird gun. There's various guns. Let's add some weird guns to the deck. Why not? And other such things. It's okay to use more expensive cards, is what I'm learning. This probably is fine, though. Also, I think I should do the other quest first, because Tower Check is probably the main one, since it's the first on the list. It's been a bit, so I don't exactly remember what's going on, but we'll find out. Maybe. Research has begun on the feasibility of developing Unguis Lapis into a habitable area. Unguis Lapis. But the truth is, we're short on manpower and progress has been slow. We'd like you to simply go there to help investigate. Okay. Algol's Light. I don't know what that means. Let's find out what that means, maybe. Hooray. I wonder how much more stuff is in this game. Not that I'm, like, not enjoying playing it, I just don't actually know. I guess we'll see some of the Bard you cast. Who we haven't used. What you gonna do now, huh? Listen to my song and wake up! Yeah, we haven't actually... I never actually used this guy. So I don't know what he does. Oh, he doesn't have the guitar, though. That makes me sad. He has 2 swords instead. Look at this guy with his 2 swords. Guess what? This is already the no shuffle zone. I didn't look at the rules. Oh no, oh boy. Immediately. Well, maybe it's fine.
Start.
We're already at this is the same map that was also the no shuffle zone. But yeah, Rise, we've seen him before, I've just never played as him. He is indeed the anti-government rock star. Okay. So you immediately summon a Pan Arms, which means I need to have large attacks. Well, I guess I have to quit the entire game to go shuffle my deck. Well, now we know. Maybe I need to build a specific deck for this too. I don't know. Same map that was the no shuffle zone last time as well. I think I said that already. What a way to start the video game, huh? But I can, like, plan around stuff. a bit. First of all, I need to check some stuff. There was some stuff with Guard Demolisher that I noticed. Major Slayer would work too. Guards Demolisher is on the combat. So I think what I'll do... Not that. There's a separate button for, There's a separate button for shuffling. But yeah, this confirms that was definitely the no shuffle zone. So we want the Guards Demolisher stuff close to the front. And Major Slayer. But of course we also want to mix that in with stuff like barriers and whatnot. I guess since I did this last time, I already know a little bit better about what to do here. So at this part, I'm a little less sure of what to do. So I'm just sort of shuffling around generally. This is another no shuffle mission. The very first one, I realized immediately, oh, we're not shuffling. So that's fun. But yeah, this is indeed that. So I'm just rearranging some stuff. Somewhat aimlessly, beyond the initial hands. I need to do... I'm going to, let's see. Granted, the enemy did use dice +1 on me immediately, so this might not be necessary, but I'm going to use this anyway. But yeah, it's a no shuffle mission, and they immediately deploy a pan arms and use dice +1 on me. I think adding dice +1 to either person gives both people dice +1. So if you have one on each side of the field, it gives both people +2. It's like a global effect, and you can use your opponent's global effect space if you want to, is the idea. And I think there are probably some assist cards that can't use, that aren't like global effects, so you can block an opponent from using a global effect by giving them one, which they would then have to overwrite, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to check the rules again, but it's very clear that it's no shuffling. But yeah, this is no shuffling versus the anti-government Rockstar Robot, who unfortunately does not have a hologram version of the guitar weapon and just has 2 swords. But I guess that's fine. Oh, and we're playing as Crans because I need to use Crans for the other mission that's available right now, so why not? What you gonna do now, huh? Listen to my song and wake up! Okay, you're going first again. Are you gonna make the exact same move? Probably. I will not change my hand.
Start.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea for sure. Yep, pan arms. Dice +1 on yourself instead. Interesting.
Change dice. Set.
Okay. Well, in that case. I hope this works out. Crans may not be cool enough to fight a pan arms, I don't know.
Move. Action. Defense.
Okay, you're nullifying it with guard, that makes sense. However, I paralyzed you. So hey, that works out.
Draw. Change.
I'll take it. Now you'll probably move forward and take a swing at me or something like that. Or you will place a bear! I guess by giving you dice, I have enabled you to place this bear, but you can't do anything because you ran out of attack points. So honestly,
Set.
no problem for me. What if we don't care about rank and just, like, destroy this guy completely? What if I try to just kill?
Action. Defense.
That won't protect your pan arms completely. Oh yeah, 8. That's more than 6. And now the pan arms will die from the second shot. And I should be able to defend against whatever you do, at least. And you take some damage. So yeah, if I can just turbo kill, that'll work out better for me. That's correct. Something about the bear very slowly walking up to 18? What are you doing? This is a HP 3 barrier. Why are you doing that? You could just do that to me. But no. I guess the barrier was a good place, was a good thing to have. I'll take like 1 damage because there's no overkill damage, so whatever. I care not for your shenanigans,
Change. Dice.
bear.
Set.
That's fine.
Move.
1.
Action.
How much HP does Ice have? 17. I almost just skipped my action turn entirely.
Defense.
Will Heise learn to put the bear in front of himself to absorb damage? Or will he get he'll get not paralyzed because he's a robot? But I will roll paralysis twice anyway.
Draw.
Well, it didn't let me equip this gun, so I don't need this gun. I'll just keep my handful of defense cards, thanks. And another gun that I can't use right now. The bear will probably move in the way or something. I should have... Oh, you will play another Pan Arms instead. That's fair as well. Hey, this is more or less the strategy I used to get through the other
Defense.
no shuffling zone. Can't do anything against that. I should probably kill the Hilda Bear, huh?
Change. Dice. Set.
Not that I can equip anything else.
Move.
Wait,
Action.
do these hit both? They might.
Defense.
They do. That's fun. Oh good. Now the bear is paralyzed. And the Pan Arms died. This means the bear cannot punch through my non-existent barrier to destroy me instantly. Good. Let's toss out the dodges. I might be able to like equip a handgun to have like a little extra attack. Because I have 3 cost things equipped, but I don't know what the total limit is. Hello to you there, Heise. No. Don't hurt my gun. I like my gun. Cool stance with those swords, by the way. I forgot about the dual swords stance being that.
Set.
I can equip the gun. Can I equip 2 handguns, maybe? I can. Not that I can shoot all 3 of them right now, but that's fine.
Action.
Well, the bear is paralyzed, so I probably wouldn't really need to even bother. But also, I could try. I'll just do that.
Defense.
Okay, you're not gonna use a guard, so I guess I'll just... Cool. That gives me an extra dice bonus. Though I did waste one of my attacks. That's fine though. Heise will probably like have another Pan Arms or something
Draw.
in reserve at this point.
Change.
If I had to guess. Puma. Not at all. Not even close. Run, coward!
Defense.
No. I refuse to lose.
Change. Dice.
I'm trying to remember what video game character says I refuse to lose. Wow, I have so much plus dice bonus at this point that my crappy rolls don't matter. So that's cool, I guess. Yeah, I have to move here. Well, let's see.
Defense.
Now I'll get the experience bonus that doesn't really help. And now I will delete you. Extremely. Hey, I think I did that one really well. I'll bet I'll get like a B rank. C rank! Hooray! That's the video game. And what character says, I refuse to lose? That's so familiar. I'm going to stick with my strategy of only picking the green one. For no reason. At least for now. AB guard. Dagger. Demonic fork. AB guard. NA guard. Phantasy. I don't know why I like announcing the names of weapons and cards. Anyway, here's the demonic fork. It's a fork. Looks like you brought back some excellent data. Good work. Now we can go ahead and complete our investigation. We hope that development of the habitable areas on Ragul can proceed quickly. I think I've grown more accustomed to life on board this ship than I'd like. Gunther, Development Division. Oh no, not Gunther. Wait, no, that's different from Gunther. That's not the Fire Emblem guy. Now let's use that deck again on a different mission that will give me a funny cut. Oh, never mind. Welcome home, Eileen. You must have fought a pretty intense battle. We're all glad to see you safe. Did I accidentally skip the other mission then? The chief called for you, so please give him your full report. I might have accidentally skipped the mission. Oh well, that's fine. This is not a 100% completion playthrough of this game anyway. Nice work, Eileen. We got another request from the development guys, okay? It's a cleaning job over in Mortis Fons. It may not be exciting, but it's all part of Ragul's development. It's important, okay? Important. Try to wrap it up as quickly as possible, so you can take on a lot more missions, okay? So you can take on a lot more missions. I'll be in trouble if you don't, and so will you! The reputation of Card Labs resting on your shoulders, okay? We're getting pretty busy around here, so I called in some more people. Reminder that the government people in this game are rude and bad. Yeah. Hopefully there'll be enough for the work, okay? You can now use the story character card Saligun, Stella, and Gluestar. That's right. Gluestar. That's a name that you can have in the future. Hello, Eileen. Starting with this mission, Saligun, Stella, and Gluestar will be deployable as team members. Not Bluestar, Gluestar. Glue. Like the adhesive. Your work is supposed to be related to card technology in some way, but lately we've been taking a lot of jobs from other fields. Yes, without the E though. These new teammates should help you deal with the extra work. They're in the central control room, so feel free to talk to them. The job comes from the development division. It's not from Gunther, but from a different section of the office. They want you to help clean up Mortis Fons. Yes, cleaning. What can I say? The chief accepted the request. You were pronouncing it Gluester? I mean, that could also be possible, but it doesn't sound great either. I'm gonna go with Gluestar. I'm sorry, but please head to Mortis Fawns and take care of this. Apparently, the arcs have been appearing nearby lately. Oh, Gluster. That doesn't sound great either. I'm gonna go with Gluestar. That sounds the best one. The other ones sound vaguely wrong in some way that I can't quite articulate. But like, I don't know. You might end up fighting with them, so be careful. Rumor has it that our performance is making us the target of jealousy. Someone may be trying to palm off this cleaning work on us. Anyway, are you ready to meet Salagun, Stella, and Gluestar? Here's Salagun. She's the tutorial character. She gives you the tutorial menu that I didn't look at, really. Hello, Eileen. I'm one of your new team members and... Huh? Here, show me that for a second. You're injured, aren't you? Hold on, I can take care of this. Okay, there you go. Listen, you're the commander, right? The way you look and move can affect everyone that works around you. Try not to forget about that, okay? It'd be bad if you did. Got it? Teehee, I'm looking forward to working with you. Well, anyway, let me introduce myself. My name is Salagun. Starting today, I'll be joining your team. I misread her name as Sailgun so much, but it's Salagun. Nice to meet you. Everyone here calls me Master. I won't, but it's more or less the truth. I was an instructor at the Hunter Training Center, or HTC. Okay, that makes sense. That's why they call you that. But I won't call you that, probably. I dealt a little bit in card battle technology, so I guess I could teach you about it to some extent, as long as we stick to the basics. Originally, I was built as a nurse humanoid, but a turn of events led to me teaching at the HTC, and that's what I did up to now. Oh, you don't have to worry about my fighting abilities. I had to teach students all day. I can hold my own in a battle. Okay, so she's relatively nice, normal person battle healer. Fair enough. Now let's meet Gluestar. Yo! Immediately killed. I did not expect that as the first line. Help. Yo! It's Gluestar. Yo. Hello, you're just in time to meet new friends. So you're Commander Eileen, eh? I'm Gluestar. I'm part of your team starting today. He does have sunglasses on his forehead. That's correct. You don't like betting, do you? Just out of curiosity. Hey, you don't need to get all worked up like that. Life's just one big gamble after all. You have your good days and your bad days. Sometimes you get lucky and end up with a good commander. Sometimes you end up with a totally useless one. So basically what I'm trying to say is, how about we play a little dice game?
Gluestar, that's the entire mechanic of this video game already.
We have to celebrate your new position, right? Come on, I'll keep the stakes low. So, how many Meseta you want to start with, boss? We can go small if you want. No, really, don't worry about it. I'm not about to rip off my own boss. Gluestar is the inevitable Suikoden recruit that you play a gambling minigame with to recruit them. Except in Phantasy Star, I guess. Besides, today's your special day. He probably cheats until you like go through a variety of side quests to figure out something. I guess there's gambling cheaters in like Chrono Cross too, actually. I should stream Chrono Cross Remastered Edition at some point, once they make it not bad, whenever they do that. Besides, today's your special day, so come on, let's get rolling! Apparently this is the last part of his dialogue, so we just leave after that. Stella's over there in the distance, but what do you think, Annalise? Hey, Commander. I just bought this a little while back. What do you think? It's the latest thing from Coral. Huh? It's no good for battle? Why not? So what, I can't be fashionable at all? You know what? This is a violation of human rights, or what you call it. This is terrible. I've already bought it everything too. Well, I'll show it to Kranz before taking it off. I have no idea what you're talking about. There's a lot more people here now. It's much more lively these days. It was just me, Silfer, and Kranz at the start. So I was feeling kind of worried with the work we have. But now there's a whole bunch of people, so I'm feeling a little better. Must be hard to decide who to deploy for each mission when you've got this many team members to deal with. Everyone has different abilities, besides. Well, don't worry. I'll always be on your side, Commander. Probably. Huh? So you have a cleaning mission? Wow, you sure get a lot of different jobs. I'll take it. Besides, I'm on your side, remember? I don't really get the government, but you know how they work? That's a pretty good text box, too. You do? You belong to them, Commander? I forget. You do? Even though you have a section ID? How is the government organized? So there's the central government, and that's divided into the development division, the security division, the technology division, and the environment division. Are there any others? Oh, okay. So what division is the card lab part of? The technology division? Oh, I see. Tee-hee-hee. I think I have another plan coming together. Is your plan to tell the ARCs entirely how the government works? Because I am also a double agent, and that's cool. Don't worry about it. Just checking to see if you have another dialogue. Anyone else? Okay, let's talk to... I'm saving Stella for last. Let's talk to Silfer and Kranz. Eileen, I lost consciousness in a battle a while back. I asked a nurse what happened to me, but she said I'd been unconscious for a long time. I'm sorry to trouble you like this. I don't think this has anything to do with my old illness, but something's definitely catching in my memory. Your old illness of being stabbed in the heart? Maybe I'll remember more when I go back into battle. I remembered a little bit already. There was this time when that guy Break stabbed me in the heart. I was almost killed. I think he was in the middle of taking my sister away, so I probably tried to stop him. He told me that we used to work together as a team. I find that very hard to believe, but even if it's true, he betrayed me. I'll never forgive him, never. I won't let him get away with this. Still, if what he told me is really true, why did he have to betray me? Where did he take my sister? Hey, what's up, Crayons? So anyway, about Pops, who was that again? Kyleria? By some amazing coincidence, Kyleria actually knows Pops. She knows a lot, and we ended up trading a little information. But it looks like Pops rummaged around when he shouldn't have been where he shouldn't have been rummaging. I swear. By the way, how are Silfer and Inolise doing? They aren't hindering your progress, are they? Those girls can't do a thing unless I'm watching them. They brought up this really funny story from our childhood. I guess I told Inolise that I'd marry her a long time ago. We were kids, you know. I don't remember it much at all. But both Inolise and Silfer claim I said it, so... Not that I'd have any problem with Inolise now, of course. She said no, but... Man, I was just joking, too. I may not look it, but people say I've always had an eye for women. What are you going on about, anyway? So anyway, I'm kind of worried. Like, what are those two saying about me? Did you ask them? I can't stop wondering. I mean, they just talk and talk and talk. You know, they might be talking about that. You know, that. Right? So could you ask them about me next time? Thanks, I'm counting on you. Okay, Kranz, if you say so. Anyway. Yeah, who are you? It's Stella time. A commander? What's that? I think I heard that somewhere before. But you did say hi to me, so I bet you're a great guy. Not a guy, but you know, fair enough. My name's Stella, and that's my name. Yeah. Nice to meet ya. Let's make those arcs go crying home to their mommies. Ah, their mommies. Yeah. This is Stella. Well, Commander, this isn't your first commanding job, is it? My specialty is analysis, nya. I'm good at locking on target. I'm good at locking on targets, nya. I hit my target 100 times out of 100, nya. Oh, also I can run really, really fast. And what else? Well, boss. Okay, that's the same. I think it's probably both. I don't know. She has catgirl energy to me. But yeah, that's Stella. She says nya a lot. She has like one brain cell. Possibly like... No, just one. So first, let's assess what missions exist now. I might have accidentally skipped over one. The way I'm reading it, I'm definitely delivering it with both types of energy. Papyrus Catgirl. Yeah! It's been a while since I did the Papyrus voice. Corgis. In the background somewhere. Did I skip a quest? Yes. You can miss quests. Now you know. Well, okay. That's because I didn't remember which one was progress, because it's been a little bit. Okay, I need to use Inolis on this next one. Oh, this game FAQs guide has cutscene descriptions as well. Cutscene description. A very, very long cutscene that doesn't really go anywhere. Perfect. Let's go build wizard deck. There was more to the description, but that was just the first line. Okay, I do have wizard deck already, but we should like double check it. And also we should look at what our new friends are capable of doing. Salagun. Receive 1/2 damage when directly attacked by characters that cost 3 or less action points. So this is a heroside character who automatically has increased defense against cheap monsters. And I guess weapons if you're fighting another heroside. So that's pretty interesting. She has like lower HP to compensate for this, but not as much lower HP as Guy killed over here. So that's fine. Also, she has the usual android cast Casil stuff of like resisting status effects and not being able to use magic. Stella has a lot of movement, I think. Let's compare everyone else's. Stella's the only character with 4 move on hero side. Everyone else has less. So she can run really, really fast. She wasn't lying. Fixed range, anti-abnormality. Okay, so she's a ranger that moves really fast. And has the usual cast stuff. Fair enough. And Gluestar has, I think, probably the highest tech power. No, Relmitos matches him, but Relmitos doesn't count. Relmitos is dumb. Goes in the garbage. Dumb is not the word I meant to use. That's one of those words that a lot of people use all the time. It's probably fine to say, but I try to avoid it regardless. Relmitos goes in the garbage though. Anyway. Gluestar has no special characteristics. He's just a pretty alright wizard. Fair enough, I guess. Now let's double check what the wizard magic is doing. By the way, in the in a localization of Phantasy Star Online 2 that was in like the hold on, my brain is fizzling. Southeast Asia, that's what C stands for. I believe it was a Southeast Asia localization of Phantasy Star Online 2 that called Forces Wizards, which is silly. So So what did we have going on in this? I don't think I need handguns, probably, honestly. I'm valuing more expensive stuff more than I was previously. Probably not for cost demonic fork though, maybe. But it's a demonic fork, it's kind of funny. Put a wand in there. What's this do? Okay, this is restores it to HP. Fair enough. More of that. I don't have that many wizard weapons. I don't know why I'm insisting on saying wizard. I do have this. This is a mag that is just slightly good for wizard. And do I have... I do have an extra foy. I never found a third Barda. I'll throw the dice plus one in there. I should be sure to check the rules of missions now as well. Because while we already got through the no shuffle zone as the very first mission we did today, it might ambush us again at any point. You're never safe from the no shuffle zone. At least I have no idea if you're ever safe from the no shuffle zone. But yeah, I have to do this quest. The other quest disappeared. And I have to use Enelise. Rule settings. Everything is normal. I've just noticed there could be some rule situations where the high number does not automatically get shuffled into your attack spot. So you could end up, if I don't pay attention to the rules, any of these could possibly change at any point, and that would be scary. Ah, we have Guy killed here with bzz bzz bzz. And we also have Gelatin and Dead Knot. What? Okay. Quite a selection of deck names here. Oh, one thing I meant to mention last time, when we met Krenu on the dark side, was that apparently it is implied that Krenu is part of a criminal organization that is mentioned and encountered several times in Phantasy Star Online episodes 1, 2, and I think also 4, which is called Black Paper. So it's heavily implied, apparently, that Krenu has some ties to the organization Black Paper. So that's fun, if anyone knows PSO lore a lot. I don't remember the lore in too many details, but it's interesting. Bzz, 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 battles suit me more than cleaning. Ugh, does moss taste good? Oh no, I thought there were jewels. Moss? What? Yeah, we've seen every single playable character at this point. That's correct. Okay, so I thought Krenu was like a serious, like, evil lady, and she's just right now immediately like, wait. Uh-oh.
Here we go.
This is happening now.
So they're finally here, performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together, if you want to clap, as we take you through this monkey rap. Huh? DK, Donkey Kong. He's the leader of the bunch, you know him well, he's finally back, to kick some tail. His coconut gun can fire in spurts. If he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. He's larger, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the DK crew. Huh? DK, Donkey Kong.
Sometimes I make
DK,
things.
Donkey Kong is here. This Kong's got style, so listen up dudes. She can shrink in size, to suit her mood. She's quick and nimble, when she needs to be. She can
And now
float
you have
through
to
the
watch
air
this.
and climb up trees. If you choose her, you'll not choose wrong. With a skip and a hop, she's one cool Kong. Huh? DK, Donkey Kong. He has no style, he has no grace. This Kong has a funny face. He can handstand when he needs to, and stretch his arms out just for you. Inflate himself just like a balloon. This silly Kong just digs this tune. Huh? DK, Donkey Kong. DK, Donkey Kong is here. He's back again, and about time too, and this time, he's in the mood. He can fly real high, with his jetpack on, with his pistols out. He's one tough Kong. He'll make you smile when he plays his tune, but Kremlings beware, cause he's after you. Huh? DK, Donkey Kong. Huh? Finally, he's here for you. It's the last member of the DK crew. This Kong's so strong, it isn't funny, can make a Kremling cry out for mummy. Can pick up a boulder with relative ease, makes crushing rocks seem such a breeze. He may move slow, he can't jump high, but this Kong's one heck of a guy. Come on Cranky, take it to the fridge. Walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells, grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells. Aw yeah. Walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells, grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells. Aw yeah.
Well done, Callie. I knew there was a reason to make that Calico Earthbound battle scene question mark. I kind of wish I could set the 9999 point redeems to be like once every 3 streams, or like once every minimum of stream random duration on when they're redeemable again. Because I fear a future where like all 3 of those happen every single time or something. But you know, this is the future I've made with my own hands. Question mark. Yeah, once every full moon, exactly. Anyway, oh, fork. This is an okay hand, I guess. That's true. But anyway, as I was saying, Reinu seemed to be like a scheming, serious villain type of character. But the first thing we're seeing of Kreinu in this part of the hero side story, we've seen her before, like once, is her mistaking moss for jewels, I guess? Which is not what I expected. It could have been really sparkly. There's a lot of like water to make things sparkly. I rolled just well enough to equip my fork. Guy killed rolled better than me. I don't know if this will help me too much, but I have this fork now.
Action. Draw.
I will wait here.
Change.
Also, weird battle shape I've just noticed. We're in like an S-shaped arena, or like a Rareware-shaped arena. That's true. Slimes. This is an appropriate location for the slimes, because this is clearly Caves 2, which is where slimes begin to appear. I think this is Caves 2, and not Caves 3. I always forget.
Change. Dice.
But no, I'm pretty sure this is Caves 2.
Send.
Well, let's see. That will increase my magic power slightly. Guess I can move forward and take a swing at Slime A. I don't know what Guy's up to exactly. Oh. Why can I cast these? They cost 2. I don't think this would do enough, but maybe Guy's also attacking. I don't know. I don't think the mag reduces the cost. I'm reluctant to actually just use my magic immediately, but that's probably a bad idea to not. I mean, the deck does shuffle back around. Interesting, that happens between turns. Like, before the change message. Barda can hit multiple enemies, but they have to line up correctly. And no one's lined up correctly yet. If they waste all of their energy attacking Guy, then that'll be helpful, I guess.
Change dice. Set.
They have decent defense rolls. So what I can probably do is
Move.
stay where I am.
Action.
Other than range, Zond and Foy are effectively identical. I can take a swing at the slime and then cast one of these at the other slime. Which range is going to be less valuable to me?
Defense.
Already gunning straight for Pico, who did guard, but I do appreciate it. Okay, you're gonna dodge, that's fair, but you're also wasting your dodge in doing so.
Draw.
Fair enough. My hand is okay as it is.
Change.
So I guess that only heals her creatures, because the red slime must have been deployed by Pico and thus was not healed. Slimes are moving away. Slimes are out of there.
Defense.
As Zond or Zonde only hits one target, so it's not like they're really set up in a formation. It has a big attack range, but it can only hit one enemy. I wonder if there's cards for like the other elemental spells, or if it's just the 3 basic ones, now that I'm thinking about it.
Set.
Guy's already run out of weapons. Okay, he's fixed that problem. That's good. That was going to be concerning. I can't set anything. What do I want to do here?
Action.
Once again, I'll swing at the slime. So yeah, Zonde works like this. I will try to eliminate the Gigaboomer. Okay, you're still defending your slime. Which I guess is fair. Yeah, the Gigabooma was threatening Guy pretty effectively, so I'll delete that. Guy did not do anything. I didn't realize he spent all of his points. I was hoping maybe he'd shoot something. Maybe he tried to shoot the Gigabooma. Oh no, he doesn't have any attack left. And he has 1 defense. That's another slime. And a Dominion. And another Dominion. Those have a group, I think. The situation has gotten bad.
Defense.
That does not defend you. That wastes a card and gets you killed anyway. Guy, please. However, though, I can dodge this. Oh, well, you can do that. That's helpful. Wait, no, that's the enemy hitting... I don't know why I thought that was Guy shooting the... Uh-oh. I get the feeling Guy is going to get destroyed and make me lose. Is actually the feeling I'm getting.
Change dice.
I did roll 6 attack, so there's that at least. Well, I mean, he has a mag. And a barrier. Guess he's gonna punch someone, probably. Alright. Oh, I can't... I'm locked in over here. Because of the slimes and the shape of the arena.
Action.
Fair enough, I guess. I don't need to use Sparta. I think I can... If they don't have 2 defense cards, I can eventually get through this slime. Punch, or kick. At least the kick is, like, not incredibly weak. Well, at least I got the slime out of the way. One of them. That's something.
Draw.
Nobody is attacking me. Everyone is just gunning for Guy killed.
Change.
Okay, another Barda and a barrier. I wonder if I have enough. Probably don't have enough to equip the barrier. Getting the impression that you can only have 7 cost equipped or deployed at one time. Hey, look, there's a slime directly in front of me. I think we have a problem. Oh, the slime is moving out of the way so I can get to the enemy? Never mind, I guess. I guess everything's fine. Not that I can delete the enemy instantly, but still.
Defense.
Well, there goes the mag, I guess. Oh. Well, sure. Thank you, Guy killed, actually. That's a 0 damage. At least slimes are weird, so they're not, like, super good. Oh, they can cast Foy, though. I guess. I've also noticed that I can't attack with a force weapon and also cast with a force weapon on the same turn. You can only use each weapon for 1 action. So that's important to know. Guy having a little trouble over there.
Change.
Alright,
Dice.
because the slimes have moved out of my way inexplicably. If I roll...
Set.
I rolled garbage, so I can't do shit. Never mind. I can move forward and that's all. Really.
Move.
If I had rolled better, I might have been able to do something here.
Action.
I mean, I can cast 1 Barda. I don't think that's gonna help. The enemies are all arranged to avoid Barda as well. I tried and cast Barda on Krenu, who is directly in front of me. That could deal a significant amount of damage. Which is what I'm hoping for, but she'll probably block it. I was hoping to be able to cast both of my Bardos. Oh, okay, I will take out half of your HP immediately with no defense then. Good, I actually was able to accomplish something. I would like to gamble on getting another spell. Oh, okay, fair enough. Now we just have to live, and Krenu has to still be in range of my shenanigans. That's still in range of my shenanigans. I also need to roll better, and also need to not get all of my equipment destroyed. There's too many slime. I will dodge that. I would like this mag to exist so that I have the bonus attack power. Tech power. Okay, I was worried about Guy, but he seems to have tanked most of the stuff pretty okay. At least. Well, there goes my one attack power. I just have to hope I roll decently. I'm not gonna bother trying to do anything fancy. I'm just gonna gun for Krenu as much as possible. Okay, that's good enough. And I can even equip another mag, I think. It will not be moving. I can't target her twice. Wait, if I shoot Foy forward in this direction, if the Dominion dies from the Barda, will this hit Krenu?
Defense.
It doesn't matter because she's not blocking the Barda. Also, the Dominion died as a bonus. B rank! That was like a tense battle, but like, worked out pretty well in the end. Yep, I guess she didn't have any defense points or defense cards.
To the stars. A living weapon. With cloning technology. Sickness must be purged.
Destroy!
Sickness must be purged. I can understand why the slime, one of the slime decks was named Gelatin, but I don't know what the other name is about. Always bet on green, I guess, because I don't have any other means to tell what these are for. Go Volmer, Bind Kill, Claw, Go Volmer, Slicer, Reduction, Divinity Barrier. Okay, nothing exciting in this one. It is once again safe to travel through the area. Thank you very much for your help. We'll be sure to call upon you again if anything else comes up. Development Division. Alright, time for a plot. Cutscene. Don't you think it's about time you gave up? What's this music? I like this really weird, like, background low-res Pico that's in the corner here. Hold on. Fun and fresh times at gunpoint, maybe. Like, I like this. This is funny to me for some reason. Craney doesn't care at all. At the same time, she's just... looks like she has hands in pockets that she doesn't have. Don't you think it's about time you gave up? My, you're pretty good. Stronger than I thought and beautiful. How about it? Are you ready to join us yet? No way! Who do you think I am? I don't just go switching sides that easily. Right, Guy Killed? Tell them. Oh. And Guy Killed is fucking dead. Eh? Pico. I'm on it. Rustle, rustle. Gah! Struggle, struggle. What do you think you're doing? Untie me. Oh. Is it because this is the comedy funny zone music or something? I don't know. We weren't expecting you to join us right away, you know. So we've made some preparations for you. What do you mean preparations? Well, are you really happy as a hunter? Lots of restrictions, right? Your clothes have to be this way, your hair has to be that way. Well, yeah, but it doesn't suit you at all. You deserve freedom. I do get to do what I like. Ah, don't be so stubborn. We've got all sorts of food to eat. We will prepare especially for you. Your personal quarters, a personal training room, personal artist, personalized meals, and best of all, you'll have your very own personal coordinator to fully bring forth your natural beauty. What is this sales pitch? Is Kranu secretly also a goober? I don't quite understand, but it sounds really personal? Yes! Exactly! So what do you think? We aren't asking you to decide immediately. We just want you to consider it carefully. Do you truly despise the Arcs? Surely not. The Arcs are only fighting to correct the despotic government. Take a moment to think about which side really stands for justice. And take a moment to think about what's really best for you. But I can't betray my friends. I thought you'd say that. But you don't have to worry. We've already talked to Kranz and Silfer about joining the Arcs as well. No way! They haven't said anything about that. Oh ho 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 ho! Why, of course they wouldn't talk about leaving their friends behind. I can't believe it. Now there's no hurry. Take some time to think it over. Try asking your friends as well. Though I imagine they'll probably just refuse it. Reach us by using the address on our last letter. We'll send another. Farewell for now. Hey, wait. Wait a minute, are you just leaving us like this? I didn't realize that she was just placed directly on top of the face down Guy Killed, who's just dead in the water. Hey! Well, that was quite something. Welcome home, Eileen. You must have fought a pretty intense battle. We're all glad to see you safe. The chief called for you, so please give him your full report. Thanks for taking care of that, Eileen. I got another job for my friend in the development division. He's raving on about some landing site in view of the Tower of Kylum. I swear, just because the principal runs them, they think they're kings. Ah, well, take care of this one for me, okay? You can get the details from Karen, okay? Pioneer 2 would just go to pieces if I wasn't around, don't you think? No response. Good afternoon, Eileen. I'll brief you on your mission. And yeah, that cutscene was pretty funny. I could, of course, do without people being tied up. But at least it was for comedy reasons, I guess. Gunther of the Development Division wants us to help them out with their investigation of the area around the Tower of Kylum. They must have been very happy with the results of our last mission. There are lots of other hunters guilds out there, but they insisted on hiring the card lab for this mission. Do your best, okay? By the way, how are your cards working out for you? We can't make cards without using something called the
Germ.
This is the thing we're looking for that I discussed earlier. As we carry out missions to test the effectiveness of our technology, we're also looking for the on the surface of Ragol. If we can get this germ, we can greatly enhance our card technology and make it easier for everybody to use. We have no idea where it is yet, but we're trying hard to find it. Do you have, like... We can get this... I don't think you have extra dialogue. Pro tip, if you're using something called a germ to make your weapons, that's probably bad. Oh hey Eileen, you look like you got some free time. How about I give you a small lecture today? Let me tell you about card basics in attacking. Unlike the arcs, we hunters can equip items, weapons, and armor, for example. However, even if you have the strongest items in the world, you can't just flail away blindly and expect to beat your opponent. You'll often find your opponent using creatures to surround you, so if you let your guard down, you could wind up taking heavy damage. The most important thing you can do to prevent that and still attack is to move. Being in the exact right spot can prevent damage and lead you to victory. Your equipment and attacks don't matter until you get that right. Salagun... I should know this. I don't know how I would have gotten to this part of the game without understanding that concept. The contents of your deck are also important. Each weapon has a fixed cost applied to it. Your strategy will likely change based on that cost. It's a choice between quality and quantity, essentially. If you want to concentrate on high-cost weapons, choose a main card and surround it with support items. Yeah. If you opt for a low-cost weapon strategy, you'll want to combine them to unleash massive combo attacks. I guess that's about it. Did you follow me? Ah, now that I think about it. Do you know someone named Viviana, Eileen? She was a student of mine at the HTC. She's kind of stubborn, but she's a nice girl at heart. There's another girl too, Memoru of the Arcs. She was also one of my students. Together with Viviana. Surprised? I imagined so. I sure was when I heard about her. They both went to the same training school, but somehow they wound up in different organizations. I was expecting the game to do a joke where she started explaining the tutorial and like the screen faded out and then back in. But they didn't do that. Yo, how was it? How was the previous battle? I'm pretty hot stuff out there, aren't I? You weren't in the previous battle. I may not look it, but people tell me that I'm pretty hot stuff. Haha, leave the fighting to me next time. Silver, she feeling better yet? I guess I could just ask her. But I mean, we're both looking for family, and it's kinda hard to talk about anything else. Anyway, Silver really learned a lot from her sister, who was like a mom to her. I feel kinda sorry for her, to be honest. It'd be nice if she found her sister soon. When we finish a mission, who receives the Meseta reward? Does that go to the card lab or what? Oh, really? I was just discussing that with some of our researchers, but they were under the impression that you were getting more Meseta than any of us. Huh, so you're working for the Hunters Guild, more or less, but you're officially assigned to the government, yeah? Must be nice not having to work on commission. Gah ha ha ha! I don't know what you're talking about, Kranz. Meseta doesn't exist in this game. People are mentioning it, but this game doesn't have a currency system for any purpose. Why are the Arcs trying to block our land development research? I mean, I think even a child would understand that our research is necessary to make sure Regol is safe for everybody to live on. I heard we have another investigation job coming down the pipeline. Do you think the Arcs will try interfering with us again? Our team's expanded a lot, but we're all friendly with each other. Have you talked with everybody, Eileen? Teh-heh-heh. Tee-hee-heh. We got a lot of characters here. We all move together as one unit in battle, though, and I think that's really incredible. I guess we should be thanking you for that, huh, Eileen? Tee-hee-heh. Keep it up. Caloria feels a lot like a big sister. She's got herself so together. Whenever I talk with Kranz these days, he's always going on and on about how incredible Kyleria is. Tee-hee-hee. My sister was a little more easygoing, I think, but seeing her fight was truly fascinating. She was really wonderful. I still remember how she looked in battle. I wonder where she is now. Alright, Romitos, what are you gonna tell me to convince you that you're not... garbage. I have been extremely tired lately. It seems a simple mission would be a good way to recuperate, so I asked Karen if there was anything, and she told me about an air purification research mission. Could you deploy me on that one? Thanks. Okay. I guess I have to use Romitos. Why am I so worn out? Well, I've been fighting a lot. I've been doing that outside of your command. By the way, how do you like my fighting? I should be a fairly good fighter. I've been practicing the Miyama style all my life. You familiar with that? The Miyama style? It's a fighting style. You don't have to know about it. Anyway, I learned a thing or two about it. So when it comes to sword fighting, I know my way around. Silver asked me, why should a kid like me be fighting? So I told her that everyone has their own issues and reasons. That seemed to answer her question. All of this is much harder on her than it is on me anyway. I hope she finds her sister soon. Romitos, did Romitos become a different... That felt like a different character to me. Hey, why is there a funny robot over here specifically? Beep! I have no idea what Gaikill did before he came here. It had to be something he can't talk about. I'm scared. Beep! 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 Our eyes met. Beep! His eyes lit up. He stared at me. I'm scared. What is this tiny, frightened robot doing here? I guess that's because you can't really speak to Gaikill so much. Bzz. Bzz, bzz. Bzz, 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 bzz. Bzz, 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 bzz. Wow, making a lot of buzzing sounds at once is odd. Bzz, bzz, etc. Like, that messes with my brain to do that, apparently. So that's weird. Is that everyone? So we know we have to deploy Romitos somewhere. And Romitos is so gimmicky that I have to make a new deck for that, kid. Can't just use Wizard. Because Romitos has funny gimmick. Swaps his own AP and TP every time he attacks. Looks like he starts with TP. So I guess that's something. He just needs to have a mix of swords and sorcery. That's an expensive knife that doesn't do much other than have HP. Kind of a red mage, yeah. I could look for weapons like the Durandal, which have both some degree. Weird. Weird cards. But that's fine. Stuff like this is pretty important, I would say. This seems dangerous, what I've done here, a little bit. Because I only have like 9 weapons in that deck, I think. But that's fine. It'll be fine. Maybe. Because you said red mage. It's like the other deck that I called Magic, except there's also red mage shenanigans in it, I guess. It's fine. In Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, the Fomar and Fomarl are kind of Red Mage-esque in gameplay by endgame, or like by late game at least, because it is possible to do a pretty effective melee force build in the end. I hope that tiny robot becomes friends with Guy Killed instead of being afraid. Hold on. Okay, you've got nothing. We'd like you to conduct some basic research at Lupus Silva. We are in need of some air samples from the area. We're in need of air samples from the area in order to get a better idea of the role Regul's forests play in atmospheric purification. Probably a similar role to how other trees do that. Memoru and Pico again. Teifu is here with a deck called Useless, and Memoru and Pico have the decks My Servant and Snacks? I'm concerned in multiple ways. I've been feeling rather worn out as of late, so a trip to Lupus Silva would be a good change of environment for me. The air there always sets me in a nostalgic mood. I see this mission is available. Would you be willing to send me? Oh, Teifu wants to learn about spirit, so maybe I'll teach him a bit. What? I'm concerned. Also, there is boulders and warp pads. No arcs here. It's been a breeze so far. Oh, what? Pico, I found a lost little kid in this weird guy. You're a little kid yourself. What is that sound effect? Oh, also this is Memoru, not Krenu. I mixed those two up for some reason. Anyway, yes, I would like to shuffle. Talking through food in his mouth, possibly. I don't really like to see it. I don't really want to think about it. I don't like food very much as a concept. Anyway, here's robots. Cool robots, thank you. Well. Pico is one of those characters that has character trait of haha, character likes food. And that's not great. It's never been great as a character trait. I mean, you're allowed to like food, but you need to have like more depth to it than that, and it shouldn't be just like a joke. What I mean to say is that character trait is often used as a joke, often at the expense of like heavyset people, I guess is how I could put it. Anyway, there's a robot over here now. I'm not sure how to say that politely. So I guessed my best.
Change base.
But yep, there are a few funny robots, and there's also more slimes. I guess overall, it doesn't matter too much, like,
Action.
the order in which I use weapons. If I'm just swinging weapons, it'll work out, kinda. Okay, so why did I do way more that time? I guess I swapped over to attack power, so now I'm back to tech. But, and now I'm back to attack. But I do like 1 damage. I don't like Relmitos. The game doesn't have enough UI to make it clear what's going on with his gimmick. So it makes him especially difficult to like use correctly. But I should be on tech power right now, I think. Unless like it actually swaps around on the card, but I don't think it does. I guess I'm just going to get surrounded by creatures for a bit.
Defense.
No, I think I'm at the tech part, because the Phantasy has a thing that makes your current tech power stronger, or makes the attack of it stronger based on your tech power, but also, like, if my tech power swapped over to my attack, I don't know. I got confused by it. Hello, welcome. Maybe the double saber wasn't a good idea. But I think, actually, I might be at physical.
Action.
I'm confused. Guess we'll find out. Okay. This is definitely physical, probably. So physical attack. And then tech attack. And now I'm back to physical. Character with a gimmick that is complicated. There's probably some creatures that do this too or something. Probably not just Relmitos. This is a map that's difficult to advance for. Ransom? Hey, hold on. Okay, things are still happening while I'm looking at this. But I can do this. Instead of receiving damage on yourself, lose an equal number of experience, but if you have 0 experience, damage will be received. So this lasts 4 turns? What the heck? Anyway, there goes my sword, I guess. I don't have any defense cards drawn.
Change base.
So I should be on physical attack, I think.
Action. Defense.
Yeah. I don't know why the double saber takes damage when it does anything, but I guess that's fine. I need defense. No, that's not defense, that's a million techs. I guess that's fine too. I don't know. Cave wind. Also, this has removed my dice +1 that I had. Oh, okay, that also.
Defense.
Okay, I'm just trying to find out what Cave Wind does. All A-Beast creatures gain 2 AP while this card is on the field. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Well, you did use a TP attack instead of an AP attack, so I guess that's fine, but also I'm afraid. Especially because you deployed 2 of those, so they have +4?
Send.
What? I'm scared. All I can really do is keep swinging at this funny slime
Action.
for now. My double saber is going to die, but that's fine. Whatever.
Defense.
Stop. Why did that deploy twice? What's happening?
Change.
Well, I should be at physical attack times now, which is not great since I don't have a single other weapon to equip. Hand Arms is here too. And Gilchick.
Defense.
Yeah, they're at +4. Pan Arms normally does 1. This is really bad.
Change.
This game suddenly got really scary. Great. Fantastic roll, Rolmitos. Guess I'll go this way and do nothing.
Defense.
Well, that's at least good. At least Teifu is doing something. When you say Rolmitos sucks, do you mean like... Which way, what kind of way do you mean? I do have the Disca of Braveman. I guess I should probably equip that. Except no, this is actually a not great weapon for me to have. I'm gonna throw that away, actually, and hope I get something else. That's better.
Change.
Oh yeah, that's accurate, I think.
Defense.
I think the enemy got rid of their... I think the A-Beast boost only lasted briefly? Anyway, hello, I guess. Yeah,
Change. Dice.
I agree. Doesn't seem to have much major benefit. It seems like the simplest characters are the best ones in this game. Generally speaking. I can't do anything because there's a robot in front of me.
Action.
I should be at physical attack mode. Not that that really matters. I think this would do better still. All I can do is take a swing. This might be a map to not bother with if it doesn't work out. I'm not drawing any defense cards either, which is bad for me as well. My Alive Aku is probably going to fall over.
Defense.
At least this is... At least, Keifu is stalling, I guess, fairly well. Oh, you're wasting a foy on my weapon, so that works, I guess. I should be at tech attack now.
Change. Dice. Set. Move. Action.
Please go away, robot. Never mind. Maybe I was not at tech attack. I don't know anymore. I feel like I'm fundamentally misunderstanding something about how Realmitos works, maybe? In addition to it being ridiculous. Stop using that. It's not actually doing anything for you, I don't think.
Defense.
Fine. What? Oh, that works on allied cards, right? Okay. I feel like this map design is also not great because there's a lot of choke points here. So that's not helping either.
Action.
Heck, I don't know.
Defense.
I don't know what's going on anymore. This is just a big stall map where nothing is happening. I think I was at the tech power phase. At least I got rid of the robot. I don't know. You might be able to tell, but I'm fairly confused about everything. I'm expecting them to just move something directly in my way as soon as possible. Correct. I can move forward one space.
Change. Dice. Set. Action. Defense.
Trying to ascertain what step of Realmitos I am at. Okay, this is a physical attack, because it's doing more with just one attack card. Unless the TP power of the Fatsia is making it better because I have TP at the time. In which case that was a technique attack instead. I've deliberately made this more confusing for myself by giving myself those cards. Under the impression that it would make it matter less, I've confused myself more. Also, there's a funny robot in front of me now.
Defense.
Why can you attack from? Did you use a long range card? You might have. I didn't notice. I don't think you normally have this attack range.
Set.
At least I can use Barda. Maybe I should just play as if I don't care about Realmithos and his nonsense.
Defense.
Dang it. I think protection can only be used on allies and not yourself. Yeah, this is fine. I think. I need to get into range of someone so I can obliterate them with lightning, mostly. But that might be very difficult at this rate. Yes, it will be.
Defense.
Well, there goes my weapon. I couldn't save that one. I mean, I can still cast lightning without the weapon, but still.
Set.
I have no weapons. I need to move stuff out of my hand, probably. Oh. It does say on my card if I have AP or TP right now. That's actually a lot of help. I didn't think it would, but I just noticed that he has AP right now.
Action.
Guess that means I'm punching this Volmer. Unless Teifu just kills the same one I'm targeting? I don't know if that was the same one. It was. I need... I don't want to get rid of this stuff, but I have to. I need a weapon. I guess I didn't get one. They shouldn't be, but yeah, I will when I can look at it again. There's a robot in front of me now. Two of them, in fact.
Defense.
Yeah, they are using long arm. Okay. I'll take a damage, that's fine. Whatever.
Change. Place. Set.
Yeah. I still have attack power. What? Swaps AP and TP every time you attack. The new status remains after the attack, effective even with equipped items. Wait, was I swapping the attack on my equipped items and not Realmithos? No, surely not. What on earth?
Action.
Oh wait, I didn't actually attack. Yeah, yeah, never mind, that makes sense. I wish Teifu would attack something that was not in my range. Oh, interesting. I wish Teifu would attack something in such a way where I got an attack. Like I was allowed to do something. I got a fork. I guess that's something. Teifu, please choose a target that allows me to do something useful as well. Because I cannot do anything. I think I got rid of my guard in such a way where I'm going to be obliterated in a second. Potentially.
Defense.
Yeah. I think I'm going to die. I think I've ruined my own something or other. Well, I mean, I don't mean I'm going to die right now. I think this is a slow loss. I don't know how you win this one, because I don't feel like you have to be a Realmitos expert. Which is weird. Because this isn't like endgame, I don't think.
Nice.
I'm also not getting very lucky draws or anything. Well, I have a fork now, at least there's that. That has a fair amount of HP and stuff.
Action.
So I should have pretty good attack right now.
Defense.
I think I will be able to actually attack because Teifu can't kill this in one hit. Teifu is helping a lot. Maybe I'm just being pessimistic. Pessimism is my natural state. I have a handful of lightning and I can't do anything with it because I'm constantly not allowed to move into range. This makes me sad. Look, there's another Volmer in the way now. They're invulnerable. I cannot do damage to them. At least Teifu has 1,000 axes for some reason. There's another Volmer in front of the exit teleporter, so actually that would not work out too much either,
Set.
which is funny. I guess I just have to start casting. I do have TP now, so it does change on the card officially.
Action.
So anyway, I started blasting, as they say. Except it, well, it does still matter, it just didn't kill. I have all of my lightning. Can I draw, like... I guess that's fine. Good grief.
Defense.
I just want to move forward, please.
Nice. Set.
I could shuffle out my Zonde and hope to get Barda, I guess. This Volmer has like 1 HP.
Action.
It looks like Teifu is going to target the Volmer. So actually... I could target this other Volmer. Though it won't be as strong because this is the attack power turn. But I guess you can see what the AI is doing because they'll turn. So at least there's that. We're learning. I want to have one of those around. I don't need that. I'll take more weapons, I guess, because I would like to have more actions per turn. They deployed a pan arms directly in front of me, I think? How did you even do that? You're not supposed to be able to deploy pan arms that far forward. Oh great, I'm being pincered as well.
Defense.
At least I didn't think you could deploy pan arms that far forward because they're a high cost creature. But at least I can equip something else unless I roll really poorly.
Change. Nice. Set.
This has more HP. Okay, I have TP right now. Okay. What I'm actually going to do is step back. I can't cast anything actually, and I have my TP. So this isn't going to do like anything actually. So maybe this wasn't the best idea. This Volmer has only 2 HP. This has more attack power anyway.
Defense.
I'll hope that this clears the teleporter so I can go through it or something. Maybe that will help me get somewhere. Hooray! I don't want that. I'll take a Barda. I was really kind of hoping to get Barda earlier, so I'll take that. Where have you placed this? Directly in front of the teleporter. So we're not really anywhere any closer to... Well, Teifu's okay. Getting beaten up, I guess. But Teifu still has 1,000 axes, so I guess this is fine. I can still go through the teleporter, which does technically move me closer. I rolled pretty low. Lightning Partisan. That's not a partisan, but it's still called that.
Action.
I should have attack power right now. Not that it matters too much since I'm just swinging twice, but it does matter that I get the attack power one first. Yeah. The Durandal has more attack power against story characters, so I guess it makes sense that it's pretty weak by itself. Throw these away. I got the double saber back. So the deck has officially been cycled through. I hope Teifu can
Defense.
continue to do something helpful. The fact that move happens only before attack means that it's really difficult to push forward. I can't... Wait. Oh, you can press card details here to just do that, I guess? How did I not notice this? I have attack power right now.
Action.
I can't hit anything else with any of these.
Defense.
It looks like I am going to not get to do anything because my one target will be taken out by the AI. Which I guess is fine. The AI wasn't in range of anything else. I guess the AI always goes first, like if you're both attacking as well. Mind brightness. I'm assuming that boosts machine power, which is dangerous. Okay, you're actually letting me move forward. That's good.
Defense.
Also, arcs inherently have sort of an advantage in a battle of attrition in a few different ways now that I'm thinking about it. Because they don't take damage automatically when their monsters die, and also they are really good at blocking choke points because of their monsters. And hunters can't do either of those things, or like, there's only one hunter who doesn't take damage when their equipment dies. Let me see here. I still can't get in range to use this on anybody. I can... Yeah, actually there's no way for me to get into range to hit the enemies with Zonde, because Teifu is now in the way as well. All I can do is hope to delete the pan arms this turn, and maybe the canine.
Action.
Now I can press R to view card details at any time, even though that button prompt isn't always there. I wish I'd figured that out earlier. Canine is more threatening right now. But actually, if I just destroy both of them, maybe that'll work out. I don't know. I can't destroy anyone. Defense cards are really good and the enemy has like a billion of them. At least I get to destroy the pan arms, which hurt Memoru a tiny bit. I don't have any magic which can reach them because they're as far back as possible and the choke point is blocked by my ally. So what does this mean? I drew a defense card finally, so that's something.
Defense.
I think they're just going to whittle down Teifu's HP by deleting his equipment until we lose. Because my entire strategy relied on getting to the enemy and nuking them, but they put 1,000 robots in the way. Teifu only has 6 equipment, or 6 HP left.
Dice.
I rolled poorly. What does the lightning partisan do? 1 HP every time it destroys opponents with single attack. Fair enough. God, the card details button is really helpful, I'll say that much. What do I have right now? AP. There's no point in moving.
Action.
All I can do is swing at the canine
Defense.
more. God, how many defense cards do they have? Infinite, because the deck reshuffles, but still. At least the canine is going to die. They'll probably be able to deploy something directly in front of me again. So we won't really make any progress. Right in front of me? No, beside me. Right in front of me? Yes. Yep. If there are stronger tech cards, I don't have any of them, so... But maybe they would have been able to, like, help me out more.
Defense.
Whoa. The lasers got detached from Teifu's blade there for a minute. Didn't happen that time.
Change. Dice.
I feel like Realmitos is not well equipped to deal with this map either. Just like the strengths of the character don't match up with the challenge. Maybe that's on purpose. Like if I had a wide range attack weapon or something. But I don't think Realmitos can use any of those. And also the spells are all like single target or piercing forward. So I don't have a wide attack there either. Again, I can't really do much.
Action.
Barda wouldn't be terribly helpful.
Defense.
I mean, Teifu is going to build up this partisan, I guess, slowly. We might get somewhere, but I'm not sure. I don't need a lot of these things. I'll keep the Barda. I have Slash, that is the wide range that I wanted, so I guess there's that. I have TP right now. Yeah, that makes sense. Memoru moved forward. If I still had Zonde, I could maybe get to her. Oh. That was not... Well, I guess protection only works on allies, so I guess that's fine. Never mind your weapon, though. Or your shield, actually. Or your weapon. Actually. Yeah, we're in trouble. This is going to not work out too well.
Change. Dice. Set.
If you could plan this out so that I could, like, step forward after Teifu killed the Canadine, maybe we would get somewhere, but I can't do that. And they can just deploy something immediately in the same spot
Action.
as well. So, no, wait, actually I could have done something, but I can't go back to move. I could have moved right one and attempted to delete the Volmer, but I don't think that would have actually helped out that much either.
Defense.
Oh, and Teifu doesn't have any weapons right now. Does have a shield. Okay. Okay, maybe if I'm allowed to move forward one, which I probably won't be because they will probably deploy a Cannonine or something. Yep.
Defense. Change. Dice. Set.
I have all these attack dice, but I can't do anything with them.
Action. Defense.
Well, okay. That does make my Zonde significantly less effective because I didn't get to switch my attack and tech, which would have let me kill the Volmer. So actually, Teifu, dang it. Again. I needed a Zonde, and I need to be able to move forward one. But I used the Zonde.
Defense.
Oh, they didn't roll well enough to set things, I guess. But we lose, because Teifu get killed. Wow. How long did I spend here to lose? How long did I just spend? That was like at least half an hour, right? I can't see like timestamps on chat messages or else I could puzzle that out. Oh, it says right there, battle time 45 minutes. What if we don't do this mission? What if Realmitos go into the garbage and live there? Well, Oh right, it says game over and you have to load the game again as well. I don't know why. I feel like it could just send you back to the base with no issues, right? Probably? Weird bit of coding? I don't know. I think figuring out how to look at the cards made me figure out how to use Relmitos more, but there was a lot wrong with that mission, I think. Just like the way the map is laid out and the way enemy decks are and the way the game's systems go meant there was really no way to move forward and there was really no way to do anything about it. You would need like specialized cards that hit from across the map or something, which I don't think exist. But I think it's safe to say that there's probably cards in the game that would make that work out better that I don't have access to. But I'm not sure. Do I need someone specific for development too? No. In that case, well, first of all, I'll be right back. Hello. I hope everyone is doing okay, even though that mission was a 45-minute long adventure that led to failure. But I hope everyone's still doing alright. Sorry if I was a bit grumpy. Couldn't figure out how to win that one, so... You know. Let's take a look at some stuff here. I mean, this is still pretty decent the way it's set up already. Wait, what does this do? Oh, it says vanish. Okay. Let's try using Salagun, maybe, for the Hunter deck. Maybe adjust a little bit. I keep going to action for some reason. Randall, I don't know. It's fine, but not my favorite. Another Partisan could be good. A lot of the weapons do look cool, that's true. Can't disagree. I feel like I have to name this something. It's not default anymore. But it doesn't really have a theme. I don't have much space, so it's not like I can call it melee, I guess. But I'm trying anyway, apparently. Well, I can do that. I need to make sure it doesn't have any tech cards in it, because Salagun can't use those. It does not. Oh. Why not? Sure. I need to automate this at some point. Possibly. It's possible. Have you heard? The resumption of development on Ragol has been getting lots of attention lately. Lupus Silva was selected as a prospective development area, but as usual, we don't have enough staff for the job. We simply want you to investigate, just like last time. Darkness. Well, fine. I am guessing he might deploy dark-type enemies. Maybe. We don't get your intentions and you don't get ours. What does that mean? I mean, I guess that means a lot. I guess that just means we don't understand each other. Weird battle cry though, maybe. Is this fine? I'll change it. That's fine too.
Start.
Yeah. I suppose that's basically what he's saying.
Change dice.
I think he just did nothing. Oh, he rolled 1-1.
Set.
Rip. I'll just equip some stuff. That's fine.
Move.
I'll equip some stuff and stay back.
Draw.
This elevator has a lot of ominous... has a very ominous energy to it.
Change.
Ruin darkness! That doesn't mean I'm going to ruin darkness, that means the darkness of the ruins, which is where those enemies are from.
Dice.
Presumably.
Set.
Effective turns 3. All dark creatures gain 2 AP. Cool how they just give this to all the... Oh, I got 1-1. Sick. Cool, rad, awesome. I guess I'm not doing anything this turn.
Draw.
I'll just, I don't know, maybe I'll draw a guard instead. Dice +1.
Change.
I'll take it. I can overwrite Ruin Darkness with that, I think. Okay.
Change dice. Set.
Yeah, alright, I can just overwrite Ruin Darkness. I can step forward 1 and take a swing.
Action.
Or 2.
Defense.
Yeah. That is a feature of some of the creatures around.
Defense.
Yeah, alright. I'll block that, that's fine. No.
Change. Dice. Set.
Three or less. Okay. When directly attacked. Wow, having the card information button helps a lot, and I wish I'd realized that earlier. Seems fairly obvious in retrospect, but you know. Suppose I'll just keep on going forward, taking some swings here and there.
Defense.
That's fine. Always lead with your lower damage attacks first because the AI will block as soon as they can, is something I've learned.
Draw.
They will not save their defense cards, which is fascinating.
Change.
Uh-oh. These things have group, I think. I think this is bad to have two of them at once.
Change. Dice. Set.
No, they don't, actually.
Action. Defense.
Okay, so I probably didn't need to use this attack card, but it was to make sure.
Draw. Change.
This is going significantly better. Claw. Okay, bye.
Change.
I guess that's the only way you could get out of my range. That's fair.
Set.
Might as well. I think I misinterpreted where I'm standing. Yeah, I did. That's fine, though.
Action.
Oh wait, that means I have no moves. That's fine also. I got a little confused, but it's okay.
Defense.
Fair enough.
Change. Dice. Set.
Okay. DK! Guard!
Change.
This is a weird fight so far.
Defense.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, you might notice, the character on the guard card isn't a playable character in the game. Who is this? Whomst. This is not a character you can play as, nor is it a character that looks like any of the... Like, there are other there's other cards like this one, which is a character that's not playable, but that's also the default Humar, also known as Ash, who existed in PSO Episode 1. This character is not a playable character in this game, nor is that a character that is like any of the defaults or any of the NPCs in any of the PSO games. So Whomst. Just some lady, I guess. Mystery elf, that's correct.
Set.
Could be.
Action.
Could be something like that, sure.
Defense.
Whap.
Draw. Change.
The Merlin might get to me. Unless a claw is deployed in the way? Now the AI is blocking itself with monsters, which is funny. Oh, I guess you didn't have enough attack points to, like, do that and move anyway. Nah, I'm just gonna block it for no reason. It's fine. Hey, this mag that I equipped doesn't match my character's color at all. What's the deal with that?
Set.
I think I'm just gonna not care about ranks and obliterate this poor individual over here. Defend against this! Break. You're not even going to get to the part where I do 1,000 damage, because you don't have a defense card. Bye. Whap, whap, whap. I love the death animation. B rank, fine. I thought I would surely be penalized for penalized? Penalized?
To the stars. Even the leader. Cranky, take it to the fridge. Flagging of bad luck.
Destroy.
It has been taken to the fridge, whatever that means. Always bet on the green, because it doesn't matter, I think. Katya. And arms. Cross sleigh. Panzerfaust. Oh, okay. Donkey Kong guard. Alive Aku. Meteor smash. Which is a shotgun, by the way. Oh, we got some new weapons. Oh. Okay, so this is like an extra expensive shot. Yeah, the Panzerfaust is a unique weapon in PSO episodes 1 and 2. Is the Panzerfaust the upgraded one or the unupgraded one? I forget. I think it's the unupgraded one, because I think this is a weapon you can upgrade into the Iron Faust, if I remember correctly. HP 14, cost 5. It has Rampage, so it does the Indu thing of hitting everything. Hitting all items equipped by the opponent, which isn't terribly useful against, like, arcs. Okay, yeah, this is the one that upgrades into the Iron Faust, which is an even stronger version. So it's a pretty gimmicky weapon in the original PSO. It can't do combo attacks at all. And it shoots one projectile that explodes and hits things in an area around it. It was useful sometimes, especially because one of the servers that I played PSO on gave it a combo attack inadvisably anyway. There's a lot of private servers of PSO 1 and 2 and 4 that have a lot of different rules and stuff. I tend to prefer ones now that are closer to the original experience, but that's not currently relevant. But yeah, this is a PvP item, I guess. And the Meteor Smash. Ah, we have seen this used against the shotgun that inflicts poison, which is the best way to destroy a meteor, is to poison it. Lupus Silva is a serene area that holds a great natural park within which lies the Central Dome Monument. In addition, the area developed by Pioneer 1 has a good flow of photon, and preparation for resumption of development is proceeding smoothly. However, we've heard rumors of the Arcs snooping about in the area, so please be careful. Seems like a weird message to receive after the mission. So I guess that wasn't in Lupus Silva, that was in Tower of Kylum. Welcome home, you must have fought a pretty intense battle. And so on. Nice work, Eileen. The security division has an emergency job for us, okay? Recently, in the area of Mortis Fons, there have been several reported cases of humanoid kidnappings. I think I know who's behind this, okay? It's gotta be the Ark's work. Even if it isn't, we can pin the crime on them and use it as an excuse to launch a full-scale attack on them already.
Did you know that the government is bad?
It's perfect. I took the job, so the rest is up to you, okay? I actually have no idea what my voice sounds like when I do that, but it seems funny to me, so I do that anyway. Taken away. Let's use this kidnapping as an excuse to pin the blame on a group of people that we want to destroy. I'll brief you on your mission. There have been repeated cases of humanoids being kidnapped while working in the area of Mortis Fons. Sounds like I'm talking through a scuba mask. I'm like cupping my hands around my mouth.
And then talking through them like this.
So I guess that's kind of the idea. If it doesn't sound like annoying in any way, it's kind of funny to emphasize things in a weird sense by doing that, to me anyway. We want you to devote all your efforts to securing the Mortis area and uncovering the person or persons responsible for this crime. The criminal will likely put up a fight, so please try to be careful. I wonder if we're going back to that disaster again. It's been so long since OPSS too. When will humanoids finally be able to live in peace? I have no idea what you're talking about, Karen. That sounds like a lore event that took place between 124 and now. What do you think, Crayons? Oh right, so about those 3 Arcs in black I fought before. They called themselves Krenu and Pico, and the other one... Kauria told me that those guys might have the key to finding Pops. She said they were looking for the, what was it? The something or other shadow, I think. You ever heard of that? This shadow thing. How are we doing right now anyway? Are we keeping the Arcs in their place? It seems like we're always watching what they're doing, so it's hard to tell if we're winning or losing. Personally, I would just drop this cat and mouse stuff, find their main base, and annihilate it. But I guess that doesn't work in real life, huh? Well, I guess we'll just have to get them here and there, and before they cause too much more damage. Speaking of which, you know Kyria? She's got this, I don't know, weird sort of charm, I guess. Whenever I talk to her, I get taken in by that smile of hers, and I just think, yeah, that's it. It's like that smile comforts me, I guess. Weird, huh? If you hear any word on when those 3 guys in black may show up again, then deploy me to the vicinity, alright? Come on, hunter to hunter promise. First of all, we're both rangers. No, I know what you mean, but still. Also, I work for both sides, but don't tell anyone. I hear that humanoid hunting is in something of a resurgence. Are the rumors really true? Shiver. Truly has become a frightful world. I managed to stay inside a safe mansion while the OPSS incident was taking place. So I was able to escape unscathed. This OPSS is not something that happened in PSO episode 1, 2, or 4, like I said. So this is background information for 3, where apparently people started hunting down castes? Or humanoids as they're being called here? Huh. I was rather fortunate, but I was terrified for 3 whole months. I couldn't even walk around inside the ship. What? I should try to protect myself? Oh dear, please don't say things like that. If I was a strong person like Salagun or Guy killed, then perhaps it would have been possible. But oh dear, this truly is scary. They killed androids just for being androids. And now they're just taking us away for being... Now they're taking us away just for being humanoids? Terrifying, terrifying. According to Lady Viviana, Salagun is well versed in techniques, even though she's but a humanoid. Of course, she can't use any of them, but it's still impressive. I believe the lady deeply admires Salagun. As the guardian of Lady Viviana and the butler of the famed Grave family, I feel compelled to learn some sort of special ability. I tried learning about spirit during a journey with Relmitos, but, well, let's just say it was a very difficult endeavor. Are you referring to the mission that you died on and got me a game over at? Because that's what Relmitos said you were doing there. Eileen, have you heard about the humanoids? Someone's been making off with them. What do you think is going on? I mean, all it does is make everyone think about OPSS again. That incident was absolutely terrible. Securing living space for the people on Pioneer 2 by destroying hundreds of innocent humanoids? That was insane! I'm a Newman, so it makes me feel kind of sad. I get worried that humans will just treat us the same way too. In my heart, it's something I can't stop thinking about. If only Pioneer 2 would finally land on Ragol, then they'd finally have some real peace. Viviana is so full of energy, isn't she? Well, you can tell that just by the way she bounces around, but funny thing is, I must have been just like that when I was her age. Kind of embarrassing somehow. Teifu's a pretty interesting person. I can't help but laugh at him. Rude. He probably means everything he says, too. Have you ever seen Viviana and Teifu talking to each other? You'll laugh so hard your head will fall off. I don't find that a particularly comedic dynamic. Relmitos has it pretty tough. He's so young, and yet he's part of a group like the Hunters. I asked him why he fights like this, and he said everyone has their own issues and reasons. Yeah, I've heard about this. He ended up chiding me instead of the other way around. Hee hee hee. Not a very cute kid, is he? Yeah, he should go into the garbage, I think. Hey, Relmitos, I see you standing over there. They're the ARCs, right? The anti-government group? Why are they against us anyway? Even if a group like that rebels against the government, they're too small to actually achieve anything. What are they really trying to do? I'll ask that the next time I'll ask the next time I run into that ARCs man. What was his name? Break? Yes, Break. I'll try bringing him to task over the ARCs. Oh right, thank you for deploying me earlier. I had a very refreshing discussion with Teifu about Spirit. So the dialogue doesn't care that I didn't actually complete that mission. It's just proceeding as if I totally did that. That's fine by me. Very interesting discussion with Teifu about spirit. Break works together with this I mean humanoid. Why are you correcting android to humanoid? Is that another piece of world building? I mean humanoid very often. There's something very mysterious about her. I wonder what it is. I can sense something secret within her. When I fight her, I can sense an aura emanating from her. But I can't help but think that she's a real human being. It's rather odd. What could it be? Wait. Are you simultaneously correcting yourself about the term of address for casts while also saying they're not real humans in the same train of thought? Romitos, do you need to go into the garbage again? I've gotten to meet a lot of people on this job. That Endu from the Arcs is an odd one too. He's a lot like an acquaintance of mine. In fact, I thought he might be the son of this acquaintance. Can't be possible though. This acquaintance was already dead before Pioneer 1 was caught in that explosion. Yeah, I agree, be nice to robots. A robot is one of the like 5 things that I'm currently. If I refine my design, it might be closer to like the 2 things that I am. Robots are important. Be nice to robots. Let's talk to Stella. Help me, Commander! Yeah! I got an important mission just now. Glue Star got caught in a glue trap, but now he's Glued Star. I'm just gonna let this text box sit here for a second, if you don't mind. Huh? Oh, you know Glue Star? Glue Star is a good person to me. When I was all alone, he treated me nicely, nya. But the Arcs took him away. It must have been a trap. I already took the assignment by myself, but please, I need your permission to deploy me, come on. Glue Star, I'll save you, nya. Glue Star went to make a deal, nya. Huh, what kind of deal? I don't really know either. It's like, I didn't really know, but Glue Star said, you're too weak, don't follow me. Whatever, I'm not that weak. I'm really tough, so I'm gonna go help him, yeah. Stella gets like my voice acting budget. My energy budget for voice acting. She gets a little of that. I read like one sentence of Stella's dialogue prior to this part and immediately knew that she was the best character in the game. In my opinion, because she says nya, I guess. I don't know, let's swap the guns deck to Stella. Mafia cat girl robot. Even. And has about 1 brain cell. I like how in her introduction she introduces herself by saying that she hits targets 100 out of 100 times and she can run really fast, and then she can't think of anything else. We've heard rumors of Ark's activity in Lupus Silva, and now it seems this Glue Star of yours has come into contact with them. He sent us an emergency message. It seems he's been wounded in combat and needs help. If you want to save him, go now. So this is still a 1v1. Wow. I don't like Memoriu's deck name here. That's... Are any weird rules here? No, not that I can see. Feel the need to check that now. Before Glue Star was all, you're so weak, Stella, and yeah, and Stella was like, no way, I'm not. But now this happens. Oh, she's describing herself in the 3rd person again. Glue Star sent Stella a message, nya. He says he got hurt fighting the Arcs and Lupus Silva, so now he's hiding. Stella wants to rush to his rescue, nah. Stella. I'm also imagining that she put nya in this, like, text message. I mean, that could have been like a voice recording, but also she could have just written nya as well, or typed it, or what have you. Anyway, here's Stella. Huh? You came to find your mate? I already made him my servant. God. Shut up, Mimoru. You can also go in the garbage. That's not a helpful hand at all. That's marginally better, maybe. I agree. Yeah. Well, since I can't do much in the way of movement, I guess I'll just equip some guns and a shield. Immediately. And then sit here.
Yeah.
Correct. Claw. Hello, Claw. Dice +1. Enemies are using that a lot now. I think she rolled like 2-1 and then spent her attack on Claw and Dice. I guess that's fair. Yeah, that's not gonna save you, unfortunately. Reikasil is, I think, like, possibly my favorite character to play as in PSO 1 and 2 and 4. So Stella also has that as a bonus, I suppose. Most recently, when I tried playing that game some, I tried playing as a Ray Marl, which is a little bit different. But Rangers in general are my favorite for sure, in like regular PSO. That's fine. Whatever. I feel like Hunters might be better in this one, just because of their wide attack that they have. Like the wide attacks that they... I mean, I could use shots more, but... The robots are good, yeah. I mean... Long range is also helpful, so I guess Rangers and Hunters in this one are better for different situations, more than anything. What if I just, like, continue to not care about the ranking system? Do I have fixed range on Stella? I do. What if I just shoot Mimoru instead of carrying? Okay, that's fair. But maybe I'll paralyze you anyway. Yes, I will. That should make things more difficult for you. I'm not drawing many great weapons, but that's fine. I can let one barrier fall over. But not two.
Change. Dice. Set. Action.
They do look a little bit like Splatoon guns. Not like any specific Splatoon guns, but like they would of course evoke the dualies because there's two of them, so that makes sense. This should hit both of them, and then if I shoot the Death Gunner with that, if the Death Gunner is not already dead,
Defense.
okay, yeah, that should delete the Death Gunner and give me extra experience. I don't think the rifle will hit Memoru after I delete the Death Gunner, but maybe? Oh wait, no, this won't actually delete the Death Gunner, never mind, that only does one. And Stella has relatively weak attack power. She has movement instead. That's fair. I just wanted the experience bonus, so I didn't think that far ahead. Don't really want that.
Change.
Maybe they evoke, maybe the LK-14 combat seems more Splatoon-like, because it sort of looks like not like any sort of squirt gun or anything, but they kind of look like they could be like Nerf guns. Like you'd load foam darts into these,
Defense.
potentially. So maybe they evoke that sort of thing as well. I don't know. Just thinking. Putting a lot of effort into like not getting my barriers deleted, but I don't know why exactly.
Change. Dice.
I think I probably pointed out before that the 4 rings around me are probably related to like how many items I have equipped as well. Well.
Action.
Weakest attacks first. Slash.
Defense.
Boop. Okay, yeah, so Stella does have pretty low attack power, I guess. Her advantage is her high movement. I keep refreshing this paralysis. Memoru is not having a good time. I guess I don't... I'll keep a shield and a LK-14 around.
Change.
Also, she's used 2 dice plus 1s, so she's giving me more dice to, like, succeed at paralysis with, actually. So that's a whoops on her part, I guess. A bit of an error. Also more also more dice to move, which helps. It's at this point it's just funny that I'm not allowing my barriers to be defeated. There's not really a practical reason for doing this. I guess Stella would probably work better with like higher damage, like higher cost stuff, maybe.
Set.
Maybe.
Action.
Hey Memoru. Hey Memoru. I hope that you like losing
Defense.
in a fight, I guess. Boop. 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 And lastly, that'd be funny if it hit the paralysis again. Boop, boop, boop. C rank. C plus, I was close.
Booped on the snoot with a machine gun, yaw.
True. Yeah. The way Callie says nya. Nya. Okay, what if I didn't pick the green one this time? Let's try picking the black color pack. Bravas, Booma's Claw, Assist Vanish, Cross Slay, Dominion, Bind Kill. A physical attack destroys an opponent who has the paralysis condition. Whoa, whoa, what? Since when was that a button in here? I didn't realize I could press the card info button to get a close-up. I'm learning so much about the R button today. Strong handgun that doesn't do crap against story characters. Teehee, Stella can take on anything, nya! Stella's so happy Gluestar's injury isn't very serious, nya! Well, as you can see, when you leave it up to Stella, everything's wonderful, nya, teehee. The hunters would never get anywhere without Stella, teehee, exclamation point period. Stella. What do you mean exclamation point period? Stella. I guess you probably mean nya, but you know, still. No cutscene or anything for that. Just more funny Stella words. Does Stella have anything unique to say after that one? If she's still around? She probably just isn't here. That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't realize you could look at close-ups of the card art in the game. That makes a lot of sense. Can I do that from these screens? No? I mean, the prompt is there. Weird. Also, you can do this, I guess. Wait, what? I found the chat feature. That's funny, I guess. Maybe... not from here either. Actually, I think that button that I was pressing was Z and not R. It's difficult to remember how I've assigned things to the controller for the GameCube when it's not a GameCube controller. But I think this would have to be the Z button. Cause yeah, I've got like R and L on R2, L2, or rather ZR, ZL, I guess. And then like R1 is where I guess I put the Z button, I think. So what do we have now? Yeah. Take it away, yeah. Is there a, I accidentally closed the guide. That sound effect means that it doesn't matter. Someone has been kidnapping humanoids in great numbers. We'd like you to find the perpetrators and discover their true motives. It's the funny S shape again. Aim and shoot! That's a good deck name, thank you, Lura. I'll go with melee. Aim and I'll shoot. Aim and I'll shoot. I mean, shoot and I'll aim. In a flash. Jokes specifically for me only. Jokes / references. There's a line that Marissa says in one of the Toho games that's like, move and I'll shoot. Wait, I messed up. Shoot and I'll move in a flash. And I don't know why, but that's funny to me endlessly. Thank you, Marissa of Toho. Humanoid hunt? No, well, I came here for sample. Like, Lura wouldn't be the culprit of a humanoid hunt. She is a humanoid. Come on now. I mean, I guess that's theoretically possible, but it's not as likely. This hand is fine. I'll equip the sword and shield and the dice +1, and then move forward.
Dice.
I probably won't have that many dice, actually.
Set.
I guess I will, actually. What if I deploy this over there, just in case you have any funny, like, monster-type buff cards that you'd have to overwrite it with? Actually, that's probably bad for me. I don't know why I did that.
Draw.
Maybe it's just hoping that you don't want to overwrite that. I don't know how the AI works for this.
Change.
That's a dog. What does that have to do with aiming or shooting? That's a Go Volmer. What does that have to do with aiming or shooting? You should have, like, death gunners and stuff. Come on now.
Change. Dice.
Lura, your theme... Oh, I rolled, like, bad. That's fine. That's fine.
Action.
Work on getting closer and also take a swing at this dog. Whoop.
Draw. Change.
Both of these creatures are cost 3, which means that, like, when Salagun doesn't have a piece of equipment on, she'll take half damage from them, even though, like, 3 isn't insignificant. 3's like the average cost. Low cost half guard seems a little bit ridiculous. Potentially. There's no aiming or shooting happening.
Change. Dice. Set. Move.
Well, oh, I actually could move, but
Action.
I'm fine where I am, I think. I will... That would do 4. This would do 5. So this should work if you don't defend. If you do defend, that's fine, because I'll still be able to get rid of your other creature unless you have 2 defense cards. Which you don't seem to. Boom a dot wave.
Draw.
Love to hear that sound. Boom a dot wave.
Change.
It's on my soundboard that I have that I don't actually use that often. In streaming. Once more, many creatures deployed directly in front of me. are going to occur. That's probably fine.
Defense.
Oh, I don't have enough defense points, I guess. That's okay. Oh, maybe Gilchick... Maybe I can't defend against Gilchick? There's probably some property of that enemy that I didn't notice.
Change dice.
Let me look at the card, please.
Set.
Prevents you from using attack action cards and prevents the opponent from using defense action cards. Interesting. So the Gilchick can't use attack actions, but also when people are attacked by it, they can't defend. Weird.
Action.
This will ensure that one of them dies. Yeah, if you're defending again, I will delete the robot. And the wolf does less damage, so that's fine.
Draw.
I don't think I need this many defense cards, probably. I'll keep that. I'll just draw 2.
Change.
I got more defense cards instead. Now you'll deploy something directly in front of me again, I bet. Oh, you're moving forward. Oh, you're approaching me? Are you going to aim and then shoot? Maybe we'll find out. You will. But I'll dodge anyway.
Change dice. Set. Action.
No, actually, this is fine.
Defense.
Oh, you're not defending. That's fair. I feel like the arcs are a lot more balanced in a 1v1 situation. In a 2v2 situation... Ouch! Oh no, this is a misunderstanding!
Draw.
It is, but unfortunately I must defeat you. But yeah, in like a 2v2 situation with 2 arcs versus 2 hunters, it seems like the hunters get overwhelmed, for sure. Well, especially if there's a lot of choke points or whatever, like that one map. I think it was more the map in that particular mission than anything, but I don't know. Unfortunately for Laura, understanding is not a game mechanic. Only murder is a game mechanic. I didn't need to do that, but I did that anyway. This too. Mystery Elf saves me again.
Change dice. Set.
Why not, I guess.
Action.
Check this out. Machine gun slash! I won't get to that part because she's just going to actually die, like, before I get there, but still. It's the thought that counts, I guess. I could have done that earlier. Anyway, I win. And a dice bonus. B rank. I did it. Level up. Let's try red. Morphos. Durando. Inferno Bazooka. Bayou. Bind. Kane. Kane attack. So this is the Inferno Bazooka, which is a heck of a name. A successful physical attack decreases the opponent's HP by half, regardless of the AP of the character equipping this card. No effect against story characters. Odd. Also, you can't use attack actions, and the opponent can't defend against it. Okay, so it's a halving HP that you can't defend against, but it only works against like monsters and equipment. For 3, that's not bad, I guess, actually. Morphos. This is a creature from the seabed. Costs 5. Attacks 3 in front of it. Receive 1/2 damage from attacks by creatures with 8 or more HP. Block all attacks of 3 or less damage. No attack point cost on movement. Okay. Okay, Morphos, that's fine, I guess. Now we can see close-up images of people getting owned. On this screen, anyway. Not that one, though. Because that one's a bit much. So was Bind Attack, which I accidentally showed earlier. We're quite certain that this event is related to the OPSS incident. It's hard to believe someone would target humanoids in this manner yet again. We all thought that this was truly behind us. We ask that you please keep this incident in the strictest confidence. The public is quite sensitive when it comes to this sort of thing. Security Division. Welcome home. You must have fought a pretty intense battle. We're all glad you're safe. Etc. Ah, Eileen, nice work back there. Your next mission is from the Development Division, okay? You'll be assisting with repair work on the Central Dome. There are rumors that the Arcs are exploring near the site, so it'd be nice if you could patrol the area as well. Destroy those Arcs, okay? I know you can do it. My gut feeling is that you'll meet them, okay? Anyway, things are pretty hectic around government circles recently. They found some kind of mysterious place, I hear. This could be my chance for a promotion! Yeah, alright, Pentaglass, whatever. Yeah. I'll brief you on your mission. We received a request for assistance from the Development Division. They want you to help out with the repair effort at the Central Dome. As the Central Dome is a symbol of Ragol's history and advancement, they'd like to complete the repairs as quickly as possible. Card battles should not have any effect on the local surroundings, so it's likely that the dome is naturally crumbling. The division probably contacted us out of concern for the Arcs. Perhaps you could find some clues to what the Arcs are searching for. Also, about the germ I was telling you about earlier, apparently it's related to a place known as the Great Shadow. I haven't gotten any clear information on this place yet, but I hear that the Arcs are looking for it, so I'm a bit worried. You never know what the villains like those may do with newfound power. I'm sure this is all fine. I'm sure there's nothing amiss whatsoever. Hey, you know what? I ran into that trio again. You know what else? They said if I went to Unglis, I might find a hint about Pops. If you have a mission that could take me to Unglis, make sure to deploy me in Kyleria, okay? Huh? Inolis? Oh, yeah. I guess I asked her to come along too. Well, you know, she can always come along next time, so... I had a long discussion with Kyleria just now. When I told her that Pops might still be alive, she looked kind of happy and sad at the same time. She said, "Really? That's good." I asked her why she didn't look so happy, and she said, "I'll be happy when I see him. Besides, that info is from our enemy." I guess she's right, really. I probably shouldn't go nuts over everything those guys say to me. Kyleria has good judgment, after all. I should listen to her a bit more. By the way, there might be a lot of side stuff that I just don't know how to access that we're missing out on. There are elaborate side quest chains and stuff according to the FAQ I was looking at, and I don't know how to do those. But again, this is not a 100% playthrough. This is just sort of a casual going through the game as I find it sort of situation. Kyleria might have already told you about this, not likely since she's never around. But the next time you deploy someone, could you deploy me and Kyleria together? We're a combo, so... Huh? Oh, well, we just decided we would be. We talked it out and everything. So anyway, I'd appreciate it. Yes, Viviana contacted me earlier. She ran into a tough ARCS member while working on another mission. I've always dreamed of approaching the heights of the great heroes. Just once. I went to fight against someone stronger than myself. Hey Orland, you kinda suck actually, so that's most people. Since you're the character whose gimmick brings him up to par instead of like making him strong. No offense or anything. Every such encounter brings me closer to my true path. So please, I want you to deploy me. Test of power. There used to be a great deal of heroes. Heathcliff Flowen, aka Sir Greybeard, is one of them. Oh, fascinating. I didn't expect this game to just name drop Heathcliff Flowen out of nowhere. Character that's very important to Phantasy Star Online Episode 2, specifically. Also might have transformed into a gigantic, terrifying creature that you must defeat. In Episode 2, maybe. Yeah, Heathcliff Flowen is real. Heathcliff Flowen is the final boss of Episode 2 as well, I think. Olga Flo. And they're also name-dropping Red Ring Rico, who got, like, possessed by Dark Falls in Episode 1. A military hero, he was the teacher of the famed Red Ring Rico. I think you can find messages from Heathcliff Flowen as well in Episode 2, similar to how you find messages from Rico in Episode 1. So yeah, Flowen is real. Flowen's a pretty important character. Flowen also appears as like a NPC assist character in, I think, maybe some of the Phantasy Star portables, and also in some of the limited time events in PSO2, which are no longer accessible. So Flowen has shown up a few times. I could find a picture of Heathcliff Flowen even, I'm sure. Yep. Oh, the web peas. They're back. Yeah, he's shown up in some spin-offs and stuff too. Also, the sword, Flowen's sword is named after him as well. So yeah. I might as well also grab a picture of Red Ring Rico while I'm here. So... So this is Heathcliff Flowen, a important character in Phantasy Star Episode 2, or Phantasy Star Online Episode 2. That's him. He's a cool old dude, I guess. That's fair. And then Red Ring Rico is more prominent in like the materials and stuff, but this is what she looks like. She is the daughter of the leader of the principal government in episode 1, who did a lot of exploration on Regol. You find messages from both of them in the course of episodes 1 and 2, I believe. But yeah, he joined the army at a young age and recorded countless victories. He boarded Pioneer 1 as a deputy commander, and the only thing he left behind was a simple death report. I think there's a bit more to it than that. They probably covered it up. The mystery behind his death only serves to enhance his heroism. If you discover anyone strong, then bring me to them. I will place them on the right path with my firm spirit. Yeah, alright, Orland. What do you think, Stella? Oh, Commander! Blue Star isn't hurt all that bad, yeah! He kept on telling me, stay away, but this time I was right! Yeah! Thanks, Commander, I couldn't have done it without you, yeah. You're really great, Commander. Here's a little token of my affection. Picked up bonus card, Territory. Interesting. I hope Blue Star stops going out like that, meow, nya. I said meow. It's so dangerous. Why won't he just listen to me? What do you have to say for yourself, Blue Star? Heh, sorry about that, boss. I just realized I accidentally deleted the picture of his glued star that I had. I can find it, it's fine. Sorry about that, boss. I let my guard down. That turned out to be a big mistake, eh? Never even imagined I'd run into the Arcs there. Oh, but don't worry, I wasn't hurt that badly at all. I guess my luck's starting to run low a little bit. Who would have thought Stella would go out and help me? Boy, do I feel bad about this. By the way, did Stella say anything to you? A deal? So she didn't get what was going on? I see. Good. Huh? Oh, don't worry, boss. It's nothing. So, you want to play around? What do you think I mean? Bets up, boss. Bets up. I got this feeling that Lady Luck turned her back to me. I'm colder than ice. I gotta get her back on my side. Yeah, alright, Blue Star. That's fine. Side quests? Our client today is Monica, the same as before. I guess she's still looking for the store that sells the most delicious food. She wants you to go to the Tower of Kylam this time. Probably just another false lead, but please try anyway. Phantom Shop 2. All the information is already in the database. The mission is yours to take or yours to refuse, so think about it. Yeah, alright. So what do we got? Viviana tells me there's an especially strong fighter in Mortis Fons. I'd like to take him on. Oh no, it's a 2v2. That's a bad sign. Well, first of all, I guess I can't avoid that nothing was found in the search noise, which probably is audible on stream. Phantom Shop shows up a lot. Oh, there's a quick reference table. Okay. So I don't need to worry about that. Yeah, Phantom Shop 3 requires Kyle Rio, but this is 2. Probably. I'm searching for a certain food. But I suppose I said that last time. According to secret info on Net 5, the shop is now using the Tower of Kylum to make deliveries. This time the information is good. Oh, I want to eat it. Okay. Well... do I care enough about Orland? Not really. But Phantom Shop too, though. Love and Peace? Is that anything like Aim and Shoot? Have you heard of that new singer on Net 5? He's been doing covers of old songs lately, but with so much energy and feeling. His music really rocks. Now, what was it? What was it? Oh, I can't remember. I'm sure it had something to do with that shop, but I just can't remember. Okay. If you say so. The stream has been going for more time than I realized also. If this has nothing to do with you, won't you quit fighting? Unfortunately, fighting is the only thing I can do. There's no negotiation in this game. Oh, that's a garbage hand. Please give me a different one. Thank you, that's better.
Start dice.
I don't know why we're fighting, but there's not a shop here. At least not presently. Well. Saber. Shield. Dice, +1.
Move.
I won't.
Action.
I will stand here.
Draw. Change.
What is Ogun's weapon? Oh. Ogun has some sort of launcher. That's a little concerning. Hello, slime.
Change.
Oh.
Dice. Set. Action.
Should use the saber first, I guess. TP defense. That's fine.
Change.
I really like the music on this level, so love Rappy. Interesting. What does the love Rappy do?
Change. Dice.
I suppose we'll probably find out soon enough.
Set.
Like right now. EXP decoy. Impact half guard. Ability trap. Weird. Weird creature. Wait. What do you mean attack power 5? A Rappy? I'm scared.
Action.
I shall not suffer this Rappy to live. Hopefully. Also, I hit creature. I don't know if this will work. It did. I just overruled the confusing amount of different abilities by being cool enough, so it's fine. Fan arms this year too. I guess that's fine.
Defense.
Yeah, whatever. That's what the shield is for.
Change. Dice. Set.
I'll take it.
Action.
All right. Thinking. So 2, 2, 4 plus 1 is 5. But if you don't block this, then okay. Here's my cool plan.
Defense.
Okay, you didn't block. So this just means I get a slightly stronger double saber attack. That doesn't damage the saber, and it's fine. Oh, you have impact half guard. Okay, so by doing too much damage, you also block that. I forgot Ogun had that. I'm so glad I found the card detail button. Actually, that's not even the card detail button, because this is R. This is the secret Z button technique that they don't prompt you to do. Which is obnoxious a little bit. You have to press this in order to target most things. There's no way to back up though, so there's still some... Anyway.
Change.
Understandable.
Defense.
The only HP that matters is the last one. Oh hey, the mag is green this time, I've just noticed. I think Salagun is one of the character color options that doesn't have a corresponding mag color. So if you were to make a Huka seal with this color scheme, the mag color would be selected at random, and I think that is still applying to this game, which is fun. Anyway, I'm just gonna delete Ogun, I guess. So 6 or more damage. So let's see. You have 9 HP. That would do 4. If I did this, that would do 5. And then this would do 6, so that would only do 3. So you should have 1 HP left after all this, I think.
Defense.
Or no, maybe not. I don't know, I can't. Okay, no, it doesn't display. I accidentally made that do more. And this only does 4. I'm confusing myself a little bit. Maybe the AP on the character card is only for their unarmed attack? That can't be the case. No way. That's probably wrong. I don't know, but it doesn't matter too much. I'll guard everything, apparently. I think I am in a square where Ogun can't hit me because he can't shoot directly in front of him, I think. Yeah, so that's funny. I've been surrounded by criminals. Well, I guess my shield is going to die. That's fine. I guess Love Rappies probably have 5 attack because they're a rare monster, and those are always stronger.
Change. Nice.
Whatever.
Set.
That's also fine. Whatever. I'll equip the barrier, just in case something goes amusingly wrong.
Action.
My double saber is going to fall over, but that shouldn't matter. I mean, if I get to use it. That is actually barely just enough to not save you. Sorry. C rank. I'm not sure why Salagun has her head tilted like that with that stance for the double saber, but it looks like she's just sort of like... It gives me the impression of her constantly just sighing at people. Like, do we really have to do this? Must we fight? Must you fight so poorly and get destroyed, etc.? Blue is the one we haven't picked yet. Owl Rappy. Go Volmer. Bravas. Slicer. Assault. Handgun. What is the art for this? Oh, it's just a Sinnoh Blue going apeshit. That's fine. I think that's a Sinnoh. They don't usually have that many arms. They weren't there this time either, but I was so sure about the info this time. My mother doesn't have much time left. I'll contact you again if I come across any new info. Oh yes, I remember about the singer. His name is something like Beck Hayes. He sings my mother's favorite songs. They're all old songs, but anyway. Hayes' first name is Beck? That's an actual music artist. You can't do that. That's illegal. I figured his name was just Hayes, but I guess he has 2 names, and he's Beck Hayes. So I guess that's something. I think I'm just... Excuse? Oh. Stella was invisible. Stella forgot to load. Understandable, I forget to load sometimes. Sometimes I just don't load in to life. You know how it is. Oh. I was saying that, and a green square in OBS was briefly yellow and red. So maybe that was also just happening on the stream. Something weird happened? Can't tell. Also, I tried to check, because I don't remember how to check that in OBS. Is it... It's not stream information. Is it stats? I don't know. Anyway. OBS has various things which report how many people are viewing, and they don't agree with each other. So there's also that. I try not to look at that, but there's also that weird discrepancy that I've just seen. Dropped frames 240, so I guess I did just find out where that is. Anyway. The stream has been live for almost 4 hours. I kind of feel like we didn't make a lot of progress today, though we did spend 45 minutes in that one mission that didn't go well. But I think 4 hours is probably a good amount of time to stream. Well, 3 hours, 51 minutes. It doesn't feel like progress because of that one roadblock, but yeah. Probably a reasonable place to stop. So, yeah. Guess that'll be this for today. Thank you all for watching. I guess next time we'll go back to summoning creatures. But that'll be next week, because Wednesday, we will probably be completing 4.0 of Final Fantasy XIV.
To the stars. What's under the mask? I'm interested in this. I hate that hedgehog.
Destroy.
Underneath the mask was Sonic. Callie hates this. But yeah. I forgot that I put "I hate that hedgehog" as one of the third lines, even though I did that like yesterday. Regardless. Moving to the screen for the music. Thank you for watching. Next time, Wednesday, Stormblood. We'll probably complete 4.0, the main story quest that's not like the post game. And then Friday, if we do complete 4.0, that means Friday is Hildebrand. And that'll be something else. Well, in a matter of speaking, it'll be the same thing in the sense that it'll be both Final Fantasy XIV. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you would like to see various links for social media or places where you can support me, that is the link to go to. And other than that, you can also support me by spreading the word and considering giving me a follow if you're not following already, and so on. But just being here and viewing and watching and hanging out is plenty of support by itself, so thank you for that. And with all that out of the way, I guess I will see you Wednesday. Have a good night, everybody. Or good day. May the rest of time treat you well. All of it.